Yes, I can. Let's see.
Yeah, that way, as we're going through, you can just share stuff and then we can pull the agenda back up.
It's on the website. I can't find it in my files. I'm still looking.
Let me look and see if you give me the ability to share as well, screen share, so I can see if I can find it.
It's a business presentation, business meeting for
Put
1023 that you
I
sent.
put the minute links in the chat, Dr. Mitchell.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And just a real quick introduction, everybody. My name's Diane Jacoby, and if you haven't met me before, I'm the school governance liaison for the district, and I'm just here to help and support. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. It's in the minutes. Dr. Benchel, if you want to give me rights to share, I can help.
I just
Oh, yeah.
did.
Okay. All right. So let's see in the minutes. I mean, it's all right. We're going to be fine. All right. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it just shows who was present. We had Dr. Mitchell, myself, Dr. Randall was not present. Megan Watkins was, Miss Shepherd, Ms. Kaysen, Ms. LaHiff, Miss Quigley, Miss Porter. Do we still have an empty community seat?
All of our seats are filled.
Okay, so we need to fill that in. We'll get that there. Shonda Johnson, Alexander Chalk, and Chelsea Smith. Well, has Chelsea come back on?
I think there's a correction to those minutes. I was present.
Okay, who, Miss Randall?
Yes.
Okay, let's make a note of that. All right. All right. And then who is our what is that community member? What's that position who filled that position? Dr. Mitchell, because we're gonna have to amend these minutes.
They should be there. It's Miss, we don't have any empty positions. Those two.
Miss Jacoby, are we allowed to have those two community seats? We've got three, actually. Are we supposed to have three, or are we only allowed two?
No, you
But-
should have so I'm looking right now to see, but you have two community seats and a swing seat.
Oh, okay, so
I'm just
probably what
checking
we
to make
did-
sure that
I think what we
you're
did is the swing seat was Laura LaHiff. And so that just
yes.
that needs to be changed to reflect that Laura is
That's not what is in, let's
no.
get through this, but that's not correct. Based on what I see in the Go team, and we're taking a lot of time, our seats are full, and I will send you, it's correct on the website. Laura
Okay.
is, Miss, I can't remember now, I'm getting flustered, but,
It's okay.
everything is correct on the website.
Okay,
And
well,
according to the website, we don't have any vacant seats.
okay, that's good. Okay, so other than that, looking through, and would make a motion to, I need a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting, making the corrections that are needed to be made, if it's right to make sure that it's correct on the website. Does anybody see anything else? Other than, the misrepresentation of what Laura's seat is and Ms. Randall was present?
No, it's correct on the website. I'm looking at the website.
Okay, all right, I need a motion to approve.
I move to approve.
I
Okay,
second Quigley.
okay. Okay, and after that, let me pull up the agenda again. Sorry. Can you put the agenda back up? I do apologize, y'all. I was really in the middle of making. I can't see it. Let me stop sharing my screen. Maybe that's why.
Can you all see?
Yes. Well, it's coming. Yeah.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you. All right. Oh, Lord. I can't scroll.
Hold on.
All right. Okay. Our first action item. She scrolls up. All right. We've got to select an additional date for the third business meeting to complete the strategic plan. The proposed date that Dr. Mitchell and I
Now,
had looked at, I can't say it again,
I
is
really need to be sharing the presentation.
well, the proposed date that we needed to add in is December 10th. And the reason why we picked that one is when we went to the cluster advisory meeting, that date was also used as one of the dates for us to have one of our cluster advisory meetings. So we had to pick another date. So this is why we've settled on December 10th. Ooh. There we go. All right. And then we still have, this is what we had already had, the November 13th meeting at 5. And then the December 10th meeting will also be at 5. January 22nd, February 12th, March 12th, and April 23rd, at 5. Okay. So I need a motion to approve for us to have the meeting on Wednesday, that business meeting on Wednesday, December 10th at 5.
Porter approves.
Okay.
LaHiff, second.
Okay. Sorry. All right, now we're gonna go on to the strategic plan. So I'm gonna let you take the floor, Dr. Mitchell.
Okay. This is the strategic plan that I inherited that some of you worked on last year, or no, this is a 5-year-old plan, but this is a copy of what we have. I know that it's hard to see, so I will send it to everyone. But these are the school strategic priorities come from our SIP. And if you notice after this meeting, you will see that I've sent you our continuous improvement plan goals, the North Atlanta goals for this year. So as we start our work, I want you to see what we've already put in our SIP. I've also sent you some data. We will use that the next meeting, but I feel like I wanted to explain why I sent that to you so that we can create our new strategic plan for 25 to 30. These are the our strategic plan priority rankings. This happened, we created this list last school year. And I won't read all of that to you. Can everybody see? Is it big enough for everyone to see?
Yes.
Yes, it's big.
And honestly, these priorities were, I think you all did this in your last meeting with Mr. Douglas, and we've been using those since. Okay, Angie, I'm going the wrong way, Lord. Hey, all right, so how that how the school's goals and everything connects to the strategic plan. These, if you look at the yellow boxes, these are the priorities from the district. I have linked the priorities from the district to our this year's CIP SMART goals. And then I've listed key indicators to let us know that we're meeting those goals. Any questions? And in this meeting today, we're going to take a deep dive into our data, or what data we have available. So the first thing I'm sharing is our MAP scores. These are our MAP scores from fall. This just happened for everyone. Let me share this. Only 9th and 10th graders took MAP this year. So I wanted you to be able to see where we are starting, and I put the legend to the side so we know what high average is. That's where we want the bulk of our students to be.
In the green and in the blue.
Yes, and
Yeah.
maybe the yellow, but nothing below yellow, although we
Yeah,
know we're going to
yeah.
have
Right.
yellow. So this is a comparison from last fall to this file. The one on top is last file. And if you look at the math scores, you'll see that this year we have more students performing in the high and high average categories. That makes that is very comforting, because when you see our milestone EOC scores from last spring, you'll see why. But already I can tell that these students are outperforming the students from last year.
And
And
based on what I saw from the last slide, it looked like, was it geometry and numeracy is where we were low? If I'm looking at
let's
it
go
correctly, if I
back.
remember. I'm a data nerd, so
Let's go back. I can't remember.
we looked at it. Or lower. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
geometry.
geometry and statistical and probably. Okay, thank you.
This is concerning, because where we score lowest, and Ms. Quigley can confirm, where we score lowest on milestone EOC, I think one of the areas is stats. So that
I remember when we looked at it too, yeah.
okay, so I moved ahead. These are the map results for math by ESOL students.
Still in the same areas, okay.
This is our map results math again for our SWD students. We've got some challenges. Here are our map results for reading for our ESOL students, and they are low. But this is what we anticipate with the lack of language acquisition, and then the SWD for reading. These are our GMAS results from last spring. So you'll see that we dropped 13 points in Algebra 1 last year, but I think we've got some better prepared students who are closer to grade level this year. American Lit dropped 3 percentage points. Keep in mind, we will no longer test in American Lit this year. We will test in 10th Lit, Lit 2. Not called 10th Lit anymore. And that will be our baseline data for our ELA scores. Biology stayed the same, and U.S. history changed 1 percentage point. But if you look at it, the U.S. history GMAS results are not good. However, we will not test in, and I want to stop sharing so I can see you all, and then I'll start again. We're not going to test in U.S. history this year. What we will do is every junior at North Atlanta is taking IB history of the Americas. All of our special ed, all of our ESOL students, so they will not take a test. They won't sit for spring GMAS. What will happen is every student who earns an A in that class we will get points for them being distinguished. Every student who earns a B, we will get points for them being proficient. If you don't pass, we get no points. So
And that goes to our CCRPI scores?
yes, and
Okay.
that will tremendously impact our CCRPI score, which U.S. history, if we had time, I would have shown you that. But U.S. history is always our highest performer for CCRPI because of the 200 plus students who take IB history of the Americas. So this year, the whole class is doing it. So let me go back to my presentation.
I also want to say too that when I looked at the data for us, where we dropped significantly, it was across the state as well.
Well,
So, yeah.
wow, that should make us feel better. I am
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's
competitive,
also could talk
and
to
it's
validity of the test as well.
not good enough for me. But what I do want to share is that raised her hand view. Yes, ma'am. Miss Quigley?
I just wanted to say that what you're showing, the previous one, the GMAS results for Algebra 1 last year, that decline is also showing up currently when you show the geometry results for the MAP scores for this year, because that's those same students.
Makes sense.
Okay.
And what Miss Quigley is one of our very, very strong Algebra 1 students. And while we did not have tremendous growth, achievement, on GMAS, I do want to say that math had high growth. We we maintained, we are performing as high as we can perform for our growth. So I do want to celebrate our math teachers for that. A lot of this data for CCRPI is embargoed. As soon as I can share it, I'm going to share it. I'll have to add slides to the next presentation because I think it's important for this body to see that information. It's going to help us really make a good strategic plan if you have all of the data points. So as soon as that's released, I will share. They've been sharing bits and pieces. So from that data, the GLOs that I listed, and there may be some more, and I don't know what I typed. That should say, while our scores, I'll correct that, dropped across the board, the baseline data now provides a clearer understanding of areas for targeted growth moving forward. And we know what those areas are. We know that our subgroups, ESOL and special ed, have some real challenges that we need to focus on, and we are. And of course, our achievement across the board just needs to be better. Also, another GLO is this year's math results show that more students are performing average to high in both math and reading. So that has, while some of this has implications for Algebra 1 this year, it will have implications for Lit 2 next year. Our GROs were that 3 out of the 4 subjects experienced a decline in scores. Another GRO, and it actually is what we're doing now, we're strengthening the we need to strengthen the alignment between classroom instruction, assessment, and state standards to ensure that students are consistently exposed to grade level rigor. We are working on that now. I'm pleased with what I'm seeing on November 4th. The administrators, in addition to doing a short PL on EDI, we will have another short, very short PL on rigor. We're going to look at in our content teams, our PLCs, the rigor of our classroom assessments. And then another implication for our GROs is that we need to increase the use of formative assessment to monitor student understanding and adjust instruction in real time. And we are doing that. We are consistently giving a common formative assessment across all 3 of those PLCs every 5 days of instruction.
Every 5 days of instruction, they're giving the same. Okay.
Yes.
And then going from there and using that. Okay. All
And
right.
then we're giving a common assessment as well.
Okay. Okay. So a common summative is what you're saying. Yeah.
A common summative, but the common formative is just,
Okay.
like a quiz. It may be a quizzes,
Quizzes or something like that. Okay.
something like that, but they do the same thing. All right, so for our discussion, let's talk about what you all, sorry. Previous. Okay, I'm messing up.
You're fine.
It was right after your
This one right there. Yeah.
GLOs.
This is it.
What do you notice from the data? What are your wonderings? Based on our school trend data from MAP assessments and EOC data, which subgroups and grade levels showed the most significant gaps and unexpected trends? Based on our school's data from MAP. And you all know that MAP, I just recently found out that MAP was not really aligned to in high school, our GMAS. So that data, it really can't be used to predict. And we've got new assessments now, new standards in math, so in Algebra 1. So we've been using that data because MAP will predict how you're going to do on EOC. Well, it's not aligned. So I don't know how much that data, that predictive data is going to help us.
I would
But,
like to know, my wondering is then if we know that now, is APS going to still be pushing MAP out on us if it doesn't align with the standards that we're
I
teaching?
think
'Cause we're
now
already.
it aligns with K8.
Oh, okay.
And Ms.
But
Quigley, have you heard, have they
because they get testing fatigue, the kids do.
right. Has it been aligned to our new Algebra 1 standards?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd be curious. That's something I'd be curious to find out about.
All
Because
right,
there's no
so,
point in taking it if it doesn't, you know what I mean?
right,
And we don't see the question, so we don't
Right,
know.
right,
right.
right. Okay.
So in open forum, really quickly, what did we all notice about the data? Anybody want to share?
I did share what I noticed about how the geometry scores are low and struggling in some areas, and that's those same students that took the Algebra 1 EOC last year, and our percentage points dropped by
Okay.
13%.
Based on the year before or the previous years, I mean, our numbers for SWD and EL were low. Did they get lower or are they about the same or?
They're about the same. We actually had some growth for CCRPI in everything in 3 subjects for special ed and for 2 subjects in ESOL. I think the 2 were biology and
U.S. history,
US
maybe.
history for ESOL and algebra, biology, and US history for special ed. So according to what the state is showing, we did make some improvements with our subgroups, even though our achievement may have dropped. Those groups did better on those tests.
What percentage of our student population are exceptional students?
12%.
Okay.
Why do I remember
Okay.
this? I think I presented this at PTSA. 12%. And 13% are 504, and maybe 13% are ESOL. And in those groups, we have dually served students. So
Yes,
there's a
do
little bit
exception. Okay.
of overlap.
We're not including gifted in our exceptional students, right?
Not anymore. They did away with that. They took that
And
out of
I don't
IDEA
know.
a long
I
time
can
ago.
find out for our next meeting what the percentage of our students, our gifted students are. I'll
They're not
find it.
nationally recognized as a group
I was
anymore.
just
They took
curious.
them out of IDEA like 5 or 6 years ago. So
Are there any wonderings about the data that I shared?
just like, what do we,
Not,
I think,
not about the data, but with my twin ninth graders, what I do notice about them that I find troubling, concerning, weird, is that they're not interested in the learning aspect of things typically. They're they're motivated to just kind of do barely enough to kind of get by, to satisfy a requirement, whether it's from us or the teacher. There's uh school is intrusive to all the other things that they want to do.
It's not just your kids.
I know it's just not, but I think that's a very kind of like widespread just across the board. If
Yes,
we're wondering, it's just they don't seem to kind of be invested in the schooling and the learning part of things because I don't think they can see past the end of their nose or slash Roblox game.
Right.
agreed.
I agree. We're finding that. And it's discouraging when the light bulb goes off senior year and you have
like,
not made a plan to
Yeah.
get to wherever you want to go post-secondary. So we are trying this Saturday, as a matter of fact, we're starting our recovery series. And recovery doesn't mean that you're learning, but we do want to give students a chance to recover what before the end of the semester. So this Saturday is sophomore success and freshman refreshment, where those students can come in and get assistance from any teacher, any core teacher, and they get a chance to re-engage in the learning and submit assignments. We'll have a junior session and 2 senior sessions this semester before it ends.
do we have any systems, maybe kind of going off what Laura had said, and where we've identified some of our at-risk students where we can buddy them up in pairs with some of the old juniors and seniors who can mentor them possibly.
Well, we do have a system in place. We have the whole child meetings, and they really do discuss students who are struggling academically with attendance and behaviorally. but I don't know that we have a mentor program. That would be a very good idea.
And
I'm
it would be
writing
a
that
way
down.
that kids could get volunteer hours as well by mentoring, you know, younger kids or the freshmen, especially the freshmen having been in
Right.
high school. That freshman year is so key. You catch them that year and really get them, they
Yeah.
get it. So, catching those kids, it's the ones that we know coming up, even if we, after the fact, 9th and 10th graders that we see could benefit from, a buddy that,
I
and
agree. And
give
we
the
do
9th
have a
graders.
buddy system for minority IB students who are new,
I
but
remember that, yeah.
we need this this is a good idea. So I'm jotting this down. Miss
So
LaHaye.
maybe the 10th graders could take the 9th grade. I'm sorry, the 11th graders take the 9th graders because they would follow them to the senior year. And let the seniors take the 10th graders that we've identified. That way they're,
I'm just gonna say Laura, don't kill me.
Yeah.
Laura, I'm taking notes too, so I'll share them with you.
I've
All
been
right.
writing some
Do we
down.
have any additional questions about the data?
I just want to point out again, I know you're not okay with it, but I did take our data and I've looked it up, I've looked at it across the board, and it does speak to me possibly about some of the validity of and reliability of that test, because it across the board wasn't,
Yeah. Math scores,
statewide. Yeah.
we dropped 13 points in math, but we are at a higher, our percentile rank with the district, all the schools is higher this year than it was last year with the
Good.
higher scores. So that kind of spoke to me, and I could tell everybody dropped. So we are here where we're reviewing the progress on our current strategic plan and working to develop our new strategic plan that will go for the next 5 years. Any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so we did not make our enrollment. It is funny though, because we are so close to making enrollment today. The district projected that we would be at 2415, and on the 15-day head count, we were at 2371, so we were short 44 students. We got a portion of our reserve, about 117, almost 118,000. Today's enrollment is we toggle, we gain and then we lose, but we're at either 2399 or 2401. We are living right there. So
Okay.
last year I didn't know any better, but I have learned from principals in the district, and I will ask for a more conservative projection because we probably are going to live, I think, around 2400.
But yeah, based on the stuff that we're seeing at the facilities meetings too, the projections are looking like that's exactly what's going to happen over the next 15 years.
So we went over this, I think we went over this at our last meeting, but I copied this and put it here so you would see what we spent, what I'm saying that we're going to spend the reserve money on. The biggest portion of it is going to pay for the after-school tutorial program, and our recovery, Saturday recoveries, our after-school recovery. And I want to have an after-school tutorial program as a component of our recovery program. And there's one more piece of the recovery program, and that is Project Hope. And this is for students who are on the bubble. Our bubble students for in the Milestone EOC classes who don't have attendance or behavior issues, who maybe are reticent or not confident. We'll meet with them. I've already asked Algebra 1 Biology and 10th Lit to identify students. And the first year we did this, out of 20 students who were all in the beginning or developing range, by the time they took the test, they were all proficient, and one of them was actually distinguished. So just you'd be surprised how much test taking strategies, building their confidence, and then reviewing things in a small group really does help students. So that's what we are going to spend our money on. Any questions about the budget?
No, but I will say that I absolutely confirm that validation of students and letting them know from somebody that they trust or admire or they have respect for, somebody actively telling them, I believe in you and I know that you have this. Let's go.
It works.
Mhm.
I see it when I go in. I'm gonna pick on Miss Quigley again because I was just in her classroom and it was an amazing lesson. They were reviewing before a quiz, and just the language she was using, she was talking to them in a way they understood, and they were doing their little thing, giving themselves props. And
Clock it.
yes, and they were you said one of the things you said was, "Oh, I was worried when I introduced this, but you all got it now." Those sorts of things affirm students. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is important though that we do. I love that we did the getting more minority students into IB and getting them buddies. But I think also too just buddying up with again. I want to make sure that we look at that too. Buddying
I've
those
jotted
at-risk
that down
students.
for our minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
think that's important. So far with the money, we've not made any personnel changes. I had spoken with you all about perhaps buying. I had to abolish our college and career advisor last year because so that person is gone, and there are some gaps that we are experiencing in the college and career center. There is enough money there, and I will let you all know it's so hard to find part-time work because the pay is so small. So I didn't have any luck when I posted it, but uh, someone sent me a parent. So if we do post that position, I'll bring it back to Go Team before so that you all and we meet again in a few short weeks. So I will update that. Right now there are no personnel changes. The non-personnel changes are money for our Power Up, iBuddies, and incentives. And we can use that incentive money to start a mentoring program. So that didn't fall on I heard you.
Agreed.
The other things I want to share are about our CCRPI and our instructional focus. Our instructional focus is explicit direct instruction, which I love, love, love. It is old school teaching. And it fell right in line with our instructional focus of just concentrating on tier 1 instructional strategies that work for all students. So that is what we're focusing on. Each month we have a PL for some aspect of EDI. Next week, November 4th, they're going to do graphic organizers. And I think that this is going to make a huge difference in our CCRPI. Like I said, our achievement data, you've seen that's 30% of our CCRPI score. It dropped. Our growth data did drop, not because we had fewer students to grow for access, even though our math growth was very high. Our access growth wasn't. We've created a plan for that. We've gotten our graduation rate. The 4-year graduation rate did improve. I don't have the 5-year. I think by our calculations, the 5-year didn't improve, but they averaged the 4 and a 5-year. So we'll be where we always are, around 92, 93%. We did improve our attendance data, which is a part of CCRPI. It counts in 2 different places. And we improved the number of students. We decreased the number of students who were chronically absent by 8 percentage points. And that's one of our CCRPI goals that you'll see I've sent you. So we're still working on that because the first step in improving achievement is getting to class and being in school. This week is Scare Week. I thought we would do this presentation last week. This is Scare Week. Our SGA president is in the Zoom, and we have fun things planned every day this week. I think that because of the weather, we're going to have to reschedule our Powder Puff game, but we will still have it. We don't want kids to be running in wet. So they get hurt when it's dry. So, when it's wet, they're going to get really hurt. And then our facilities updates, which Ms. Wismer will share.
Oh, essentially for us, it's up on the website. Not a lot changed for us. We had the least, let's say we had the least amount of, pushback than any of the other clusters. Again, we have, the upcoming task force. We've got, we don't have one on the 20th, but on the 10th, yes, yep, on the 10th, November 10th, we have one. And I do believe there might actually be another one. We've had stuff sent back and forth. I think they're waiting to figure out because the last one we were supposed to go into our subcommittees. And if you were nominated, I think Ms. LaHiff was nominated, and I have a coworker that was nominated for the subcommittees. We got a CTAE one, the Performing and Visual Arts School, and then just facilities overall. There's 3 different subcommittees within the task force. They're supposed to be putting those together and letting everybody that's outside of the task force that's been nominated and to be on one, let them know. And we're going to have to add another meeting because at the last meeting we got way past what the time we were supposed to do, but they're going to get into that. And I think they're going to add another meeting. So if I find out something different, I'll let you know. For everybody that was concerned about it, the Brandon issue can be put to bed. That was,
So
some
Brandon will continue to have 2 campuses?
yes, that was completely misinformed information that was floating around out there after they had already determined from community feedback that wasn't going to happen. They initially said they weren't going to have dual campuses, but that one is off the table for sure. So, we're still playing with 2 different scenarios in terms of Jackson and Smith. And possibly Sutton, that's still being played around with, but for everybody that's worried about it, Brandon is staying exactly as it is. And no, there's been signs all over our cluster
So
about that.
let me ask for the team, and what does this mean for North Atlanta? Do we have any impending changes?
Not a lot. No, I mean, no, not much.
Okay.
The only thing, I mean, to be honest, because it's, we're not at quote unquote that capacity level. There were a whole bunch, there wasn't a whole lot. We barely even had a small part of a slide. So,
Okay.
yeah, there at this point, nothing much for North Atlanta High School. No.
Okay. Are there any questions about my principal's report or any of the facilities updates that were shared? Okay.
So we got to go back to the agenda.
I'll go back. I think we've gone through everything. Let me share. What I hate about sharing is that I can't find. Okay, I clicked the wrong thing. All right, I'm gonna get this right. Here we go. All right. So I think I knew this meeting would be short, but we had to have the first meeting, scroll, Angie. We had to have this first meeting so that we could have the additional date for the next meeting when we really start working on our strategic plan. We have gone over all of the agenda items.
Does anybody have, are there any announcements? We've added that December 10th in. I would say I would encourage everybody with the long range facility plan to continuously go back and look at that part of the website, at the APS website, because it changes, meetings get added, and it seems to be somewhat contentious. So, go check it regularly.
So I'm sorry.
That's okay. Dr. Mitchell, I will be shortly past reconstructive surgery, knee surgery. So I don't see myself being able to be in that December 10th meeting.
I understand.
Thank you.
And we want you to be well. So I'm ready for you to have your surgery, so you will be well.
Me too.
What I shared with you all, well, what we've got to do from my understanding, and there's a one pager about the strategic plan process that I also emailed you. We've got to take the district priorities, the school priorities, align them, and come up with some big goals for the next 5 years. And it won't be like a school improvement plan where it's fleshed out and there are action items. And we do a lot with that plan during the school year. This is it's big, and it's not something that we will work on every day. It's something that we will revisit every year. Does that make sense? So it doesn't have to be very, very specific. Like some of the things in our CIP are really, really specific, and they have to improve in 1 year. I've also included in that email some district data. It's the key performance indicators. And that should be attached to your email. It's
Like
interesting.
KIPS. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very interesting. I know that the teachers will really want to take a look at it, because it tells us where we are and where the district sees us going by 2030. So we'll consider that data when we write our plans. So all of that should have been.
Did you include the entire cluster along with just our high school? Remember how they gave us the entire cluster and they
I
gave us
should
the
have
high
just
school?
sent North Atlanta. If
Oh,
I,
okay.
if I made that mistake, I apologize. It
No,
should
it's
be
okay.
just
No, I
North
was, because I
Atlanta.
kind of think it's good for us to look at the whole cluster as well, just to get over
So again,
all.
I've got our current CIP goals,
Okay.
our key performance indicators, the data, what the data looks like today, and where the district expects us to get to by 2030, and then the one pager about the strategic plan process. So I think that if we look at all of that and have our homework done, start thinking about how we can align the district's priorities to our priorities for the school and long range, I think it'll make the process much easier for us. And I don't know. I think that the next meeting will be, and I will start working, because I don't want us to spend a lot of time going back and forth. I'll start working, and our next meeting is November 18th, correct? At 5 o'clock, face to face. Hopefully, I will be able to have somewhat of a draft, and then we can edit the draft if you all want me to. That makes it, I always find that it's easier to start with something. So I'd like to send that to you prior to the meeting so you can take a look at it, rip it apart, and then we can make it right. And I just want to apologize for last Thursday's meeting. This Go Team stuff is really something, but I am learning, and I took time to get our website updated. And even though I'm not the secretary, I want to help Miss Johnson, because she's going through some rough times with her mother. So I appreciate you all. I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow, Laura, and
Okay.
share with you the few little notes that I took, and we'll get the minutes together
Yeah.
for this meeting. And are there any questions, anything for the good of the order?
Where's I need to see the agenda so I can.
Let me share it one more
I just
time.
have a quick question about, this is just really specific to North Atlanta and some things we talked about with security and safety.
Yes.
Is there anything happening with the bathroom doors? Is that gonna happen
Oh
this
my
year?
God. Yes, there is. We are going to get them. We are a step closer. I don't know how I forgot to share that with you all, because I shared it with PTSA and Foundation. Yes.
Great.
We're one step closer. We took our whole security grant, whatever we got from the district, and we said we'll use that as our part for the restroom doors. So we've completed the requisition, turned the money over, and I am hopeful that this project will start very soon this school year. I am hopeful that we will
Excellent.
have restroom doors by winter break, because we know that the vaping, that's going to help us tremendously with the students who sneak to vape. I'm glad you asked me that. We are one step closer.
Excellent. Glad to hear it.
And I will keep following up. I send an email just about every week. I'm being annoying, but I know we need these doors, so I've got to do what I've got to do to get what we need.
Okay.
Okay, so if there's no more announcements, and everybody's aware of what your homework is going forward before we meet again, would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I move to
I- Can,
adjourn
I'm sorry, what?
quickly.
I can't.
We
Did you
motioned
get
it, Porter will second it.
I think Shepherd motioned and Porter second.
And one correction, I said our next meeting was November 18th. It's not, it's November 13th. So that's about 2 weeks away. So I'll have something for you. I see I made a mistake right here with my typing. I'll correct that date and get that to you all so that you will have it prior to the November 13th meeting. And y'all, this is the quickest Go Team meeting we've ever had. We might need to make a couple of them virtual.
Excellent.
Well,
Okay.
if that's it, I'm going to end the recording.